Welcome to Stages, welcome to Stages, welcome to Stages. Thank y'all for tuning in again. I'm about to work on my hands. So welcome to Stages. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Um, right now I have the itis. I went to this place called the Gray Area. I've been on like the whole trying to support black businesses. And I love food. Who doesn't? But basically, yeah, I just had something from there. I had like a lobster linguine. It's delicious. You get your money's worth. It's got a little bit left, a lot left for real. It's delicious. It's delicious. It was wonderful. I'm gonna jump into the episode basically. Last week was interesting. And leading into this week was interesting. And the Lord I like the fact that the Lord always gives me a chance to, kind of get it out and then it be like a lesson behind it. So that's cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes stuff be heavy and shoot, I only really let out, I let out enough. You know what I'm saying? But I still be having stuff that I need to process and I be wanting to break down and get an understanding before I get to speaking on it or talking about it or do anything. I really just like to take my time with it. This episode not gonna be super duper long. I'm kind of like on a mini vacation. You know how sometimes when you work so hard that you realize hey fam, you might need to take a little minute to yourself and just woosah, take a nap, go to sleep for a long time, laugh, watch television. Be you. Do you, cuz sometimes a lot of times with me, I always have to reflect on that. Look, sometimes you need to stop doing so much and being and just be. Let me say that again. Sometimes you need to stop doing so much and just be. You know what I'm saying? Just let the Lord just rest on you a little bit. Breathe a little bit. Just be yourself. Relax. Go get something to eat that's real good. Enjoy yourself. So I took a couple days to do that. And tomorrow, but today, which y'all watching, we're doing a panel for life after COVID, and I do agriculture. So I got this. I'm working on my farm called Biofruit Farms, and I'm just getting everything set up and talking about how COVID's really affected things, which all it has done to me, at least in my eyes, is kind of solidified what the Lord has already placed on my heart, which is super dope. And then it kind of is bringing people more aware about their health and what they eat and what they consume. So it's been pretty cool. But last week, I feel like it was a trying a trying time. I feel like the Lord is making a man out of me. Of course, he's always trying to want the best out of me, but I have been having to be kind of confrontational lately. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them type of people who I feel like if you don't understand what you're doing, I feel like you're just being belligerent. Okay? Because sometimes I tell you and I let you know in a real soft and kind, cuddly way. Fam, leave me alone. This not cool, or I don't appreciate this, or why you keep doing this. And usually I let things go by and I just let it be real subtle, and then I'm not proud of it, okay? So let me say that I'm not proud of the way that I used to handle things, but either I would just continue to allow the thing to happen and then just be frustrated and mad and bottle that stuff up and never say anything about it, or I would just stop talking to you and go ghost on you. I'm sick of it. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't feel like I need to talk about this. I just feel like this is who you are. You're belligerent, and leave me alone. So I go away. But can't handle things like that anymore. Can't handle things like that no more. And the Lord has been making me be way more confrontational. Man, you know what? Who I think about when we talk about this, it made me think about, and I'm 99% sure about the name. I think about Joseph. Because Joseph was one of them type of people that just finesse. He finesse everything. He finesse and move around and do what he got to do. And you know what I'm saying? it was, he kept going through stuff until he finally had to start getting confrontational with his brother. Like, I took your birthright, fam. I'm sorry. Or he had to tell his uncle, like, look, or that one dude, he like, look, fam, I worked off my time for your, it wasn't his uncle, because it's definitely not trying to take his daughter, but I worked off my time with your daughters, fam. Pay up. And I'm taking all this stuff with me. You ain't about to have me out here working like a Hebrew slave. And I feel like that's the time that I'm going through right now. I feel like this is the time where I just got to speak up, be a man, and be about my stuff. This is the time for me to step up and kind of start trying to be a man and actually really just start explaining how I feel and like what's been going on, so like either change can be made, or if change can't be made, people can just understand where I stand at. The last thing I ever want to do is like make it be like any confusion, or at least on my part. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be any confusion on my part, or at least the where I stand at, or where I'm coming from. I really want that to always be the most authentic thing about me, and I feel like that's what the Lord wants me to do as well. Like, really be upfront, really state who you are, really let people know like what I'm about, and like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, boundaries is very important. So like, you know what I'm saying? You might hear people firing fireworks. I don't know. They've been doing this for like the last 3 weeks. I don't know where they get this stuff from. When I know the difference between gunshots and fireworks, it's fireworks. But yeah, man, it's just boundaries and just really being able to establish myself and being able to lead and say what I mean and mean what I say. And it's been interesting because it's been coming from all angles, like as far as relationships, as far as like work, you know what I'm saying? And it's just weird, you know what I'm saying? Like and again, I'm very unconfrontational. Like I just don't like doing it. So like, this is something that's been pushing me and stepping me out of my comfort zone. Like, I understand that some stuff really do need to be said, and like it's just frustrating that like the Lord is kind of forcing me to open up my mouth. Now, y'all would think as much as I talk now, you know what I'm saying, that I would be able to speak up and just say whatever. But like, half of the time I just be trying to be cool. I always try to just be relaxed and stay mellow and keep my head clear and just keep it pushing. But a lot of times, like, some things need to be addressed to either make a change, or things that need to be addressed to like set your boundaries and let people know where you stand for, or what's not going on from this point on. Again, man, this episode it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long at all, because it's really like straight to the point. Like, I don't know how to talk about it even anymore, at least in depth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important that we stand up for ourselves, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you kind of like stand your ground. It's important that you be able to speak up for yourself and let people know, like, hey, like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Or let people know, like, hey, man, this is where I'm standing at. This is my agenda. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I don't want anybody to think that I wasn't clear. I don't want anybody to think or give somebody a reason to say anything negative. If you say it out on your own. But you knew exactly where I was coming from when I said it. Okay. And that's just the truth. I just, integrity is everything. And I just want to be able to, have integrity in the things that I do, and also be able to establish myself as a man to a point where I'm not getting pushed over or being misled or being mistreated. Because, you know what I'm saying, Lord doesn't want that for me. And how long are you going to keep going through this? Either you're going to keep going through it and keep failing this and keep getting beat up and we got to redo this thing over again, or you can stand up for yourself so we can move on. I'd rather stand up for myself and move on. Sometimes life is like a video game. Sounds a little weird, but not really. Sometimes, you know how you do a board and then you fail it and you got to do the board all over again. Sometimes, life would be like, all right, you don't get this point. So let's do this again. So you can get it. You can pass this time. I just want to pass these boards, okay? So I don't have to do them again. The worst thing is feeling deja vu, like, man, I feel like I've gone through this thing before. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm over it. Lord, let's move on. I'll open up my mouth. I'd rather open up my mouth and be stronger and be able to move on and do something different and be able to receive more and have the Lord move in my life than to keep going through stagnant sagas of repeats over and over and over and over again. I'm going to end up reading from Matthew 18:15, where it says, moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you gain yourself a brother. I mean, for the most part, this is pretty like cut and clean. A lot of times, I don't think that we recognize that a lot of times the Bible has a lot of answers for us, and it's really just be sitting there, and we never follow. We never follow. We go out of our way and do a whole bunch of extra stuff. But sometimes the Bible has some pretty clear guidelines and some clear like instructions to be like, hey fam, you have an issue, talk to them. Just talk. Tell them how you feel. If they hear you out, cool. If they don't, they got some other levels to it where they be like, if not, then you can take it to 2 or 3 witnesses so you can bring your other brother with you. And if they don't listen to it, then you take it in front of the church or the pastor or something. It goes like that. But for the most part, man, I just want to keep this real simple. I don't want this to be too elaborate or too crazy. It's just a simple fact that, sometimes when you have issues, the Bible encourages in you, especially if they sin against you. If they've done something to hurt your feelings or make you feel unwanted, overstepping boundaries, sinning against you, slapped you, punched you in the face. I went a little bit drastic there, but at the same time, you should talk to them about it. Talk to them alone. You don't got to tell Pookie and Nene and Shronda and all these other type of people. I don't know where all these names came from. Doesn't matter. But but at the same time, it's important that you talk to them. I know a lot of times, sometimes when I go through things, I have one Ace Boone Coon. You know who you are. That I'll talk to about certain things. Is just because, man, sometimes I feel like I over exaggerate things. I'm very dramatic and honestly, especially when it comes to people, I definitely let things go way too far. Way too far. So like on small stuff, I'm really dramatic, but when it comes to people, I'm like, I'm a little bit too patient or too lenient, and sorry about the beeping. Yeah, a little bit too lenient. So sometimes I need to talk about it just to be like, all right, my head's level. I get it. I get where I'm coming from. I get what's going on. Let's go ahead and nip this in the bud. Let's go ahead and speak how I feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially with me. My pet peeve is like confusion. So if there's any confusion between what's going on here, that's when I usually step in. But sometimes I'd have somebody that I confide with just to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. Perspectives is always needed. But thank y'all for tuning in to Stages. Another week. This episode 20. It's amazing that we keep going like this. Turn up. I definitely end up seeing y'all next week. Holla at you, like, subscribe, tell somebody about it, comment, let me know the feedback. People actually been giving feedback, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, I'm about to finish watching. Thank y'all for tuning in to Stages. I definitely see y'all next week.